Hey, what's going on? This is Barry from the band SHINEDOWN here at Rock 'em Ring, and you're watching Allschools. The alternative stage. We haven't done that stage before. I'm excited.
But the other stages, have you done the other stages before?
Yeah, we've done it before, but main stage, and then I think we did one side stage before, but much earlier slots.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah.
But that's great. So you have got everything now.
I'm just happy to be here and playing. That's all that matters.
Let's talk a bit about your fifth album.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the title "Threat to Survival" seems like you always need to focus on something to reach something, and if you lose the focus, you can't reach something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Is it that what you want to express with this title, or what do you want to say?
Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it, and it's more being a threat to yourself, whether it's addiction or depression, that kind of stuff. Those things you deal with internally as a person, not necessarily the world being a threat to survival, but just yourself being a threat to your own self. Because it's no secret that our singers dealt with a lot of drug issues, our bass player deals with a lot of depression issues, and we work through those together as a team. And every time we write a record, and especially on this record, it's a very dark record, but they're all true stories. These are things that we've lived through and seen and have done over the years, and so it's kind of our therapy to put it on the record.
Yeah, music is always therapy, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. So I read that this album is an autobiographical album. Like you said already, you're a singer dealt with drugs and something and depression and stuff. Is it that what makes the album autobiographical, or is there something else?
Yes. Yeah, those are stories about what we've lived through. Typically when we go in to make a record, you use the stories you live through in between records. Because you have to write for yourself before you can write for the fans. And we're not one of those bands that just makes up ideas. Oh, we got to write about this today. This is what I'm feeling, and I remember this moment. And I think that's why not only are we still around after 5 records, but people can relate to our music very easily because they can relate to their own lives. They might not have lived through the same thing, but those stories, they might know somebody that lived through those same things or can relate to it in their own way. I mean, music's special. There's songs you grew up listening to that maybe meant something to you that the song's not about at all, but you can relate to it in a special way, and we try to give that emotion to people.
The 11 songs that are on the record, I read something, I don't know if it's true, but I read something that the number 11 means something to you. Is that true? Or
No, not necessarily. Maybe it does. It might mean something to Brent, but to the band, 11's not. Yeah, no. 11 is a magic number for records. I mean, if you look at a lot of records, it's 10 or 11 songs, because anything over 11 songs, it's a business label thing. Go look at some of your records. You'd be surprised how many are 10 and 11 songs.
so for who are you excited at Rock in Ring in Park? Oh, sorry.
We're at Ring today, right?
Yeah,
Tomorrow's
we are.
Park.
Yeah.
I have to think about it too. I think this might be the first time we've been when it was here. It used to be at the racetrack. And I think this is the first time we've done it at Mendig.
It is actually the second time today and this year. Last year it was the first time to do it at Mendig, so you haven't been there last year, and so it's your first time. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing looks familiar. I was wondering why. I'm looking forward to the band that goes on after us, the One OK Go. I'm looking forward to that. And then we're not allowed to watch any of the other bands on any other stages, because our pass doesn't let us. As much as I'd love to see a lot of these bands I've seen before, and especially on our stage, we've toured with a lot of these bands in the past. I'm a fan of all music. We just got in literally an hour ago, so we missed a lot of it just from travel. But tomorrow we'll get to see a lot more bands at a park. But anytime you get to see a band, I like them all. The cool thing and what I really love about European festivals is how many different styles of music are on a festival.
This is true, yeah.
We don't have that in the States. It's just a rock festival. It's just rock bands where you don't get the mixture, so you get turned on to a lot of new music that you might not necessarily hear. And a lot of these bands I don't know because they don't make it to the States. Just like it's hard for American bands to make it over here. It's expensive for you guys to come over to America, so I understand. But it's neat to see. You always get turned on to something new. I think it's great. If you're a fan of music, you should be a fan of all music, If it's good songs, Taylor Swift happens to write good songs. I'm not a fan of all of them, but she writes good songs, so be a fan.
Victory is all you need, so cultivate